don't need a coach. You don't need a coach.
Wow. So I've actually been talking to myself. Can you guys hear me now? Freaking hell. Can you hear me now, guys? I think you should be able to hear me now. Can you put in the comments and let me know if you can hear me now, please? Sorry, I'm so pissed I totally forgot to unmute. Can you imagine that? I'm so pissed. I've been ranting and I just totally forgot to put on my freaking microphone. Anyways, what I was saying, I'm going to recap. What I was saying is the fact that, look, I'm done with this whole crap about people telling me it's the manager that's the problem. I don't think the manager is the main problem here. I think the players are the problem, and I'm going to maintain that. And please, if you want to join this broadcast right now, please click the link in the description. Come into the studio. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat about this. Let's talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinion about this. I really want you to come in. let's talk about this. I don't want to talk about this alone. I'm expecting Mo. Mo is going to be joining me in a bit. He's told me he's going to come. So pretty soon he's going to come and join me and we're going to, analyze this game. But it's got to a point now that I've kind of lost all my mojo when it comes to analyzing the game. If you're watching me on Instagram here, come to my YouTube. There's a link in my stories. Click on that link. It gives you an opportunity to be able to come into the studio with me if you want to share your thoughts. That way I'm going to get you in. You're going to get into the waiting room and then I can get you in. If you don't want to come into the studio, just go to the link in my bio. Go to the link in my bio and then you can watch the live stream. All right. So people, I've got my special guest coming in. Right now. Hello. How are you doing? Look,
man, Tade, I don't know why you're so cheery, man.
What do you want me to do, man? I've been ranting. What do you want me to do? Look, it's got to a point right now, yeah, Mo. It's got to a point right now. There's no point in getting angry. There's no point in wasting my anger and my annoyance on a team that I expect nothing more from. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean, man. It's like a rational way to take it, but every week I think to myself, surely this will be the week, after bad result after bad result, you think that, this team will get a kick up the Arsenal, and it just never happens. I was talking to Robbie in the week, doing a little show for him, and he was saying that, good result in the Europa League, and I kept on saying, look, it's Mulder, it's not a big deal. And he was saying, but, rather win it than not, and, it was a good performance. And I thought, well, I was saying to him, it's not even really a good performance. What do you expect Arsenal to do against Mulder away from home? 2-0 might be an average score, 3-0, it ended up 3-0. It's basically an average score. And this is the third time now after a Europa League win, we've gone and done rubbish in the Premier League. It was Leicester. Doesn't that prove to people that the stock of teams who play in the Europa League are not up to the standard set by some of the Premier League players? Because a lot of people get carried away when the likes of Willock has played 2 Premier League games now, and he's done absolutely nothing, in my opinion. He's not shown me that he's quality enough to be able to take the game by the scruff of the neck. I was looking at a stat. I don't know if you missed it or you saw it. I was looking at a stat in the second half. Yeah, Traore had 5 dribbles completed. Neto had 3 dribbles completed. Podence had 5 dribbles completed, and the whole Arsenal team had 2 dribbles completed. Now that tells you something, doesn't it? Yeah.
That tells you something. The quality. There's a gulf in class in terms of individual strengths of each player. So tell me something more. How can a manager work with a stock of players? How?
You know what, man? What really frustrates me is that I watch Adama Traore play, and he's actually one of my favourite players to watch in the league because he's got that sort of magic. Adama Traore.
Okay, yeah.
He's one of my favourite players to watch in the league because even though he's not one of the best players in the league, he's, in my book, one of the most entertaining. And what I love about him is the way he takes people on. And it's not a surprise that stat you've given, he was top of that list. But every week when I watch him, I say to myself, look, how's the defender coping with him? Or how have they set up to defend against him? And I think, they've come up with a good system. And I just knew when it comes to Arsenal, we're going to get ripped apart by the guy. And he did. Both of their goals. He had a big part to play in it.
And that's exactly what happened, isn't it? That's exactly what happened. Someone here is saying Arteta is an arsehole. Sorry, maybe I know you're pissed off, but take it easy with the language. Look, listen. I know you're angry with Arteta, and I think I've watched one of your interviews with Robbie. I think you guys kind of agreed on the fact that it's the system. I'm of a different opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm of a different opinion, and I've always stood my ground ever since Arsene Wenger days. A lot of people said, "Oh, I only support Arsene Wenger." A lot of people said, "Oh, I only support Emery." A lot of people said different things. I was like, "Look, have you noticed there's a trend here? What is the common denominator? The common denominator are the stock of players we've got in Arsenal Football Club. As far as I'm concerned, if you have shit stock of players, you're gonna get shit results. And I keep using this analogy. If you want to make, let me paraphrase. You cannot make fire out of wet firewood. I like using that because it's like you're trying to get something out of what you cannot get from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But Tade, we have changed up the squad. Over the years, there's always new players. We've added Tobias, we've added Gabriel, we've added William, David Luiz. We have always done it. So I don't think the players are necessarily the common denominator because that always does get changed naturally with every transfer window. I thought.
I guess what I meant. Sorry to cut you short. I guess what I meant as a stock of players we get him.
Oh,
it's not up to the standard required.
Right. So irrespective about the name, it's the actual standard of player. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Someone here says, "I swear Arsenal makes me laugh." Yo, it doesn't even hurt anymore. Listen, I agree with you. Honestly, I agree with you. I mean, what's the point? What's the point of swearing? What's the point of getting pissed when all you get is disappointment? I think it's got to a point now, Mo, that I think we need to set our bar low, and we need to set our expectation low so that we don't get too hurt.
No, but yeah, I can't do that. You know, you're asking me to just kind of arbitrarily do that at the click of a finger when I've been an Arsenal fan all my life, and I know what the standards of this club are. I know what Arsene Wenger created at this club in terms of the expectation level. Even when Arsene Wenger himself started falling short of that expectation level, I didn't drop my level of expectation. And if I was going to drop it for anyone, it would have been him who set the expectation so high. Because, you know, I was supporting Arsenal before Arsene Wenger. When Bruce Rioch was in charge, George Graham was in charge, Stuart Houston was a caretaker manager. They fell short of the standard, and I had an issue with it. Even when Arsene Wenger raised it, and he fell short of it, as I'm saying, even then I said, look, we have to make a change here. So why am I going to change how I feel about Arsenal standards and what our level of expectation should be for other managers? I can't do that. Arsenal are a great club, and we need to fix whatever we can, not lower our expectations.
So in your opinion, what do you think was the major problem today?
I think that Arteta is basically suffering the consequences of his own awful decisions. His poor lineups.
Like what decisions are we talking about here? What decisions are we talking about? Tell me.
Willian is one, Ozil is another. Two awful decisions.
Who else would have played instead of Willian? Thinking about it, who else would have played?
Well, Reece Nelson could have started. We could have given Emile Smith-Rowe a go in the starting lineup. But my point is, we should never have signed Willian. You know, that's what I'm talking about here. Alternatively, what we could have done is done 4 in midfield, and we could have put Lacazette and Aubameyang up top together. When was the last time we saw them two together? And I know they've both been awful, but that's what we've got right now. And if I was Arsenal manager, that's the first thing I would do. I'd say, okay, you two, you love each other. You love playing with each other, you know, best mate sort of thing. Go and enjoy yourselves out there. Go and make something happen, because there has been a spark between them on the pitch. They do have that chemistry, and we haven't given them the time to show it. And I feel
but here's the thing. But here's the thing, here, Mo. I hear what you're saying, and I kind of agree with you. It only works better for me. I think if Oba is going to play through the middle, it has to be with the support of another striker. He cannot walk by himself as a lone striker up front. As far as I'm concerned, he cannot hold the line by himself. He needs a bit of support. He needs a bit of attacking support right behind him. Whether it's someone that can assist, like Ozil, like you've said. Even if I'm not the best Ozil fan, I still see his qualities. I still acknowledge the fact that he gives something that other players don't, which is the creative side of the game. Or he brings another striker that can make the runs behind the defenders, or he makes the run behind defenders and they can give him the pass. What I'm trying to say is, him playing the hold-up role is not something he can do by himself. And that's one thing I've noticed about Oba.
With the lack of creativity we've got in our team, we actually need a Giroud type player, because what we need is a player to make the ball stick and bring the midfield into the game. But the way we're playing now is we're saying to a midfielder, you bring that striker into the game, and our striker is isolated, not doing anything, because we do not have a midfielder that seems to have the level, the capability level to do that job. And this is what I'm talking about.
The intelligence level, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And the subtlety of movement, being like elusive to get in between the lines. We don't have anyone like that. Danny Ceballos, he is, a good, hard-working player, but he's not hugely creative. He doesn't get goals, and he doesn't have that subtlety in his play to kind of slip in between space and find that space to really inflict damage.
So we don't have that player that can exploit the spaces.
We do.
We don't have that player that can. I mean, not Ozil now. Forget about Ozil because he's not in the team, isn't it?
No. But that's what I say. People give Arteta that free pass by saying, forget about Ozil. I will never, ever forget about Ozil, because this is one of the decisions that Arteta is going to die on. So we can't forget about it. It's still relevant. Every single time we go out there and we play like this, it's relevant. And Arteta will die on this decision if we do not improve quickly.
Okay, just before we go ahead, if you're watching me right now on YouTube and you want to get into the studio with myself and Mo right now and just come and contribute, there's a link right below this video right now. As you're watching it, click on that link and you come into the studio and then you can contribute. If you're watching me on Instagram right now, make sure you go to my stories, click the link in my stories. It's going to take you into the studio. You have a chance to come and talk with myself and more. I really want to hear from you guys. I cannot read your comments on Instagram, I'm afraid. You need to just go to my stories, click on the link in my story, and you can get into the studio. Right, let's just take a few comments here. Yeah. So someone says, is it Dizzy? Yeah, Dizzy said, what does that name mean? Anyway, Shaka, Bellerin, Holding, Ceballos, Willock, William, Laka, El Neni, won't take Arsenal anywhere. They are all bank average. Do you agree with that?
Listen, there's a lot of players that have been named there. Some I disagree with, others, yeah, I do agree with. But even the greatest teams have had normal, almost forgettable players in them. And it's about sprinkling that stardust among them. You cannot have a team full of well-beaters or, Galacticos. You basically have to accept that you are going to have some players that just put in the hard work and do the simple things. Yeah. But it's about sprinkling them with magic. And it's that magic that we're missing right now. And if you don't have the players to give you that magic, you need to create a system that's dynamic enough to enable a bit of magic. And our system right now is way too one-dimensional, way too predictable. We don't have those sort of magic players who are being helped right now. Like Aubameyang, he's got magic, but he's not being helped. So, I don't think that we should just come up with a long list of players and just say replace them. We'll replace them. We'll have the same problem.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Okay, there's someone here, Sean. Sean wants to join. I'm going to bring him in, if you don't mind. I think he wants to hear a little bit of your wisdom. He wants to share his wisdom with us. So, Sean, I'm going to be adding you right now. Hi, hey, Sean, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, Mo, what's good, Mo? How you doing? Nice to see you guys. I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I can see you're not smiling as well. You came in the same way that Mo came in.
I'm not surprised anymore, but it's really painful, to see how we're playing. I had high hopes for Arteta this season, but I want to say the players are at fault, but to an extent, when I see the team sheet and I see the tactics on the day of the game, I can't help but blame Arteta.
But I think if I can just cut you short there, I think I'm probably the only one, and maybe Kevin Campbell that is on the same page here, because I think everyone seems to blame Arteta, and I think the both of us don't seem to want to blame Arteta. And I just have a feeling that I've seen a lot of basic errors from so many of these players that suggests to me that they need to improve their abilities.
I feel Arteta can do the job, but I feel Arteta can do the job, but he needs to really change. He needs to really, he needs to sit down, look at the team, and change. First things first. I lost faith in Lacazette 2 seasons ago. I think we are missing Giroud. We don't have alternative plans up front. We can only play one way, which is very depressing. Like with Giroud, with the options and strikers that we used to have, we had strikers that could score with their foot. They also had Giroud. We could cross balls in, different kind of tactics. But now we don't. We are basically very predictable,
So what I'm hearing from you right now, because today in this game I thought I got a lot of crosses from Bellerin, and a few crosses from Willian as well. And in those kind of situations, probably Giroud is the best option in those kind of situations.
Yeah,
right?
Like I love Oba, but Oba is not scoring. He's not going to score a lot of headed goals, and sometimes that's what we need. And I don't know why we don't drive to the byline and play the crosses in. I remember the days of Giroud and Theo Walcott. That was their bread and butter. But we have all these wingers trying to cut in. Willian trying to cut in. Pepe trying to cut in. Like, I could defend against Pepe. It's so easy.
But I'm not entirely sure I agree with everything you said there, because I thought we put in some crosses today. There was a cross that came into Saka, and I think Saka is my brother here, but I think he needs to improve on his finishing. I don't know what you think about that.
Crosses, When I mean crosses, there are different kinds of crosses, if you know what I mean. I'm not talking about you crossing and hoping. I'm talking about really beating the player, driving to the byline, getting into the box, and playing the ball like across. You know, those were used to be like our bread and butter. But now, and that's where I feel Aubameyang will get hope, but like will get goals. But the way we are playing, like I don't know, like what are they doing in training? To be honest, like because I see the trainings, I see the videos, and Oba is scoring goals, different kinds of goals in training, but I don't know, man. It's sad.
Okay, so okay, just one question, yeah. Mo, this is for you, really. So, what do you think Arteta should do? Because I'm thinking we should still give him a bit of time. If you ask me. It's unfair to him right now, inheriting this stock of players that we've got, yeah, in the middle of the season, last season, and then Corona happened, and then after Corona, he had to like start from wherever it is he stopped before Corona, which is quite difficult to do, considering the kind of players we have. So now, if it was me, I'll probably give him some time. I'll probably give him up 1 or 2 transfer windows to get his players into Arsenal, the players he wants. He's going to pick them. He's not my manager, right? He's not my coach. He's going to pick them and say, I want this, this guy needs to go, this guy needs to go. Don't you think that's what we as Arsenal fans should be hoping for and putting more pressure on the owners of the club and not on the coach?
Yeah, listen, I hear what you're saying, Tade, and I'm not saying that I would necessarily fire Arteta tomorrow. Like, I do try and be fair to the manager and reasonable and, you know, not getting on his case straight away. But, you know, look, you know, what is the end goal with Arteta? After we give him 1 or 2 transfer windows, what are you hoping he's able to do? Because the way I see it, the vision of any Arsenal manager should be challenging for the title. So if we give him 1 or 2 transfer windows and say that's what you should be achieving, then let's take it back and say, given that you haven't had those extra 1 or 2 transfer windows and coronavirus has happened and you inherited a weak squad, what should be the level he should be at now? Should it be 15th in the league? Should it be 10th in the league? Should it be 5th in the league? And one thing I think we can all agree on is that the level that he's actually delivering at now is below the level that we should expect given all of the circumstances you just mentioned. So we can't use these as excuses. Let's judge it with all of those in our head, like make all of those part of the conversation, all of those factors. Even then he's underperforming. So right now, he's not good enough. He's absolutely not good enough. I'm still not saying let's sack him, but we can't.
One quick question, Mo. One quick question, please.
Just before you go on, Lloyd, I see you in the waiting room. I'm gonna get you on later. Yeah, I'm gonna get you on. I'll see you. Sorry, go on, Shil. Yeah. Okay.
Just one quick question. Tade, do you think Wolves has a better team than Arsenal in this game? Do you think they had a better team, like man for man?
Right now in the attack, yes. Right now, yes. And I have my backing for that. Right now, yes. Look,
really?
Yes, and I will back it up. What do you think? Before I back it up, I'm going to have to let you guys understand something. The fact that you adorn an Arsenal shirt or you wear the red and white shirt of Arsenal doesn't make you a better player. You don't get into the Arsenal shirt and just automatically become Ronaldo or Ronaldinho or Romario, whatever. No, I look at some basic errors and some basic fundamental mistakes that the Arsenal players make week in, week out. And that suggests to me that they have not developed their intelligence in football. And that pisses me off. We had how many this season? Yeah, we had what nine goals. Before this game, we scored 9 goals, right? Wolves scored 9 goals as well, right? Now, 11 of the goals were from their front 3. 11 goal contribution, including assists now, was from their front 3. And that includes the guy that went to the hospital. I wish him good luck anyways. Jimenez. That includes him. That includes Podence. And that includes Neto. Now, these same players, like I was telling Mo earlier on, these same players, when you look at the individual statistics, they put it on the screen when we're watching the game. Now, Traore was able to completed 5 dribbles successfully. Podence 5 dribbles successfully. Yeah. Neto 3 dribbles successfully. The whole Arsenal team put together 2 dribbles. Doesn't that tell you that we have a little bit of individual learning that we need to put on these players? They need to go into the training pitch and learn some certain things. So forget about what I don't like, what I don't like, with all due respect to anyone that disagrees, right? What I don't like is we thinking the fact that players play for Arsenal means they're automatically good enough. No, they're not. No, they're not.
So why do we all get excited every transfer window when they bring in players like, what's his name, Willian? Because we all get excited. Why is nobody saying this before we get them?
We get excited simply because of excitement. When Shaka was coming, were you not excited? Tell me you were not excited when Shaka was coming. Exactly. So if we look at the situation, you can understand that because we have so many mediocre players, whenever there's a new player coming, oh, thank God we're buying a new player. And then when Mustafi came in, were you not happy? I remember when he came in from Valencia, no one complained. No one complained. He came into Arsenal. What happened? What happened? Anyway, let me take these comments quickly. Arteta lacks ideas, all very predictable. 3-4-3 with every attack coming down the left, or 2.
Okay, thank you guys.
Right, he's gone. Be imaginative, try something new. Ainsley as an energetic 8. Listen, I don't know why Ainsley is not. I don't know why Ainsley is not making it right now. I don't know why Ainsley is not making it. I don't know. I really don't understand. That's one thing I can actually sit down at it and say, you know what? I think you need to do better in that area, because I don't really know what Bellerin is doing. Hi, Lloyds. You all right?
What's going on, man?
How's it going?
Can you hear me?
With myself and Mo. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
What's happening, Mo?
You right, Mo? We can hear you loud and clear.
Good.
Yeah, Mo is going to be living in the next 2 minutes, by the way. So, yeah. So if you want to ask him any questions, ask him right now.
All right, Mo, I'm going to ask you one question. What do you think, what do you think is going wrong in this Arsenal team at the moment? What do you think, Arteta needs,
Well, do you know what? I personally think that when I look at it, right, the thing is, when someone says, what does Arteta need? What do you mean? And to get where? To win the title? Obviously, we need loads of new players. But to achieve...
No, I'm saying, to get us into, I don't know, to say, I mean, look where we are now at the moment. I mean, we're after 10 games in, we're 14th, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So for me...
The last time I saw Arsenal 14th, it was 1995, the last time I see Arsenal in 14th place, do you know what I mean?
When people say, what's going wrong, what does that mean? What I'm thinking is...
to get us into the top 5,
just to get us, playing how we should and getting in the mix for basically that 4th spot. Just so we're in the running for that 4th spot. And I personally think, I've thought long and hard about this, what is going on or whatever. And I really actually think that I don't think the players are enjoying themselves. I don't think they are fully confident about their ability.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because Aubameyang today, he didn't look up for it. Today, Aubameyang, he didn't look up for it.
Yeah, he hasn't looked any better for the last 4 or 5 games.
I don't think
since he signed that contract as well, it seems like he ain't been up for it.
But the thing is, there's some managers who would come into this team and they would get more out of our players than Arteta's getting right now. And the way to get things out of players, or more out of a player, is to make sure they're enjoying themselves, make sure they understand it and they believe in the system, understand the style of football and believe in the system. And I don't think that's happening at the club right now.
No, it's not. Okay. And I think bang average players need to leave this team. Like guys like Rob Holding, this guy Holding he's not good enough to be in this Arsenal defence. And these Arsenal fans sing their songs. Rob Holding, he's better than Cannavaro. No, I beg you, stop singing that song. He's not better than Cannavaro.
Of course, if you're talking about, it's tongue in cheek. It's tongue in cheek.
I mean, if you're talking about the great Fabio Cannavaro, we all know Fabio Cannavaro was a legend in it. Oh, and R.I.P. Diego Maradona, by the way.
Yeah, RIP to him. I should have started that by saying this.
If we're talking about
Mo needs to leave right now. Mo needs to leave right now.
Yeah, nice one, Mo.
Good talking to you. Pleasure talking to you. Thanks for having me on.
All right then. Bye-bye. Talk to you later. Yeah.
Okay, but see, as I was saying about Rob Holding, how can they compare this guy to the great Fabio Cannavaro? I don't understand. Everyone knows Fabio Cannavaro was a legend.
Look, listen, when a lot of people are drunk, they say it's just that simple. They say a lot of crap. That's just the only explanation I can give right now. So anyway, someone here says multiple players are just incompetent. I totally agree with you, Peter.
So do I.
That's what I've been saying for a long time. And if we know that, we always blame the coaches all the time. How many points did Arteta get in December games for him not to be sacked?
We can't sack. I don't think you're sacking him.
This is the problem.
I don't think sacking him is not the answer. Sacking him is not the answer. I mean, he hasn't been there. He hasn't been there long. We can't sack him now. He ain't been there long enough.
Exactly my point. It is not about. Look, let's go back to Man City, right? When Man City, when Arteta took over, not Arteta, when Pep Guardiola took over Man City, he had a title winning side from Pellegrini. But what happened? He got rid of every single player apart from 3 players. He got rid of everybody, almost everybody. In spite of the fact that they won the league with Pellegrini, he still felt they were not good enough because those weren't the players he wanted. Those weren't the players he thought could play the kind of football he wanted. Do you get what I'm saying? Anyways, just one more thing, yeah? If you are just joining the live stream right now, yeah, and you want to come into the studio, please click the link in the description below this video right now. If you're watching me on Instagram, if you're watching me on Instagram, please go to my stories and swipe up. You can get into the studio. You can come watch me.
I've got a question.
I've
got a question for you.
Link in bio. Yeah? I just
want to say, I want to ask another thing as well. Like, I read somewhere a couple of days ago, apparently he wants to buy a centre-back. Why does he want to go and buy a centre-back? Like, we spent like £35 million on one on Saliba. Why ain't this guy getting into the team? I don't understand.
I don't think there's any truth to that because as far as I'm concerned, our defense has improved compared to our attack this season. Even if I thought we just considered 2 goals. That's an irony, but that's the reality of it.
And going towards the second goal, and going towards the second goal, bruv. Did you see that turn by Adama Traore on Xhaka? Did you see the turn?
That's what I was saying earlier about the fact that. Did you hear what I was saying earlier when I was saying Adama Traore had 5 completed dribbles in this game? Podence had 5 completed dribbles as well. So it just shows a lot that our play and the whole of the Arsenal team had 2. The whole of the Arsenal team had 2. Someone here says Arteta is clueless.
Arteta needs to be sacked. Nah, man.
Needs to be sacked.
Nah.
I don't think
no.
I don't think so, bro. Hanko sacks. I don't think so, man. Res 90.
Cavani has more goals than Uber.
You know what? Yeah, that's true though. He scored 2 goals today. And
he scored 2 today. Did you see his first goal? He scored the header. Did you see that?
I watched the game. And that's the same thing.
But you know what though?
So sorry.
You know what though? Gone.
Okay, that's what I was expecting Saka to do. Because unfortunately he's not a striker, but Saka has actually shown that he needs to improve his composure in front of the goalpost. He's my Nigerian brother. I love him and all that, but the truth has to be said. He needs to improve his goal scoring ability and composure. We've got.
But you know what?
Let me add Sans to the stream. Hey Sans.
Yeah.
You all right?
I'm fine.
How's it going? Where are you calling from?
Very bad. Nigeria.
Oh, really? Wow, okay. Wow, nice to have you, man. So it sounds your real name?
Yeah?
It sounds your real name?
No. Lekon is my real name. Sans is what everybody calls me. My name.
Okay. All right, cool. So you're on with Lloyd and myself. So what did you feel about the game, really? Because I've been ranting my ass out right now.
I could not believe my eyes. I don't know. Bellerin is fucked up. I don't know. Maybe we have to start Cedric at some point. I don't know. Bellerin, man. And sometimes
he was another one I forgot to mention, Cedric.
We need to put Cedric sometimes in these Premier League games.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I agree.
We need to get Alba off the pitch earlier. Aubameyang is not doing enough. You get him off. Put Lacazette. I don't know. We lack creativity. We just lack everything. Everything. The defending was very bad today. Leno made a bad error. The second goal.
Yeah, do you know what?
Second goal.
It's a good thing you mentioned that, because I totally forgot to mention that. I was so into my feelings, I totally forgot. Now, there's a trend I've seen in and this is the reason why I preferred Martinez, right? I always preferred Martinez, and the reason I prefer Martinez was because he commands his area much more than Leno, and the fact that when he parries the ball, he mainly parries the ball away to the corners.
He catches
Leno or catches the ball, right? But Leno needs to improve that side of his game. I remember the game against Man City. He parried the ball into the path of Sterling, and Sterling scored. Now, it's something he needs to improve on, and it's a big problem if he keeps making those little mistakes. Yes, you can argue that there was a bit of a deflection, but come on, man. Come on, you should be doing better than that. And in as much as I am not Bellerin's greatest fan, I must confess, and I am not his greatest fan, I still have to confess to you guys that I thought today not everything was entirely his fault defensively. I had some people blaming Bellerin for the first goal, but really it wasn't his fault. I actually blame Dani Ceballos, and the reason I blame him is because before that cross came in, Bellerin was checking his man that was coming from the wings, and what happened was, what's his name? Dani Ceballos did not follow his man. At the end of the day, and which is Gwendonka. Is it Dendonka? Is it Dendonka?
Yeah,
Yeah, the guy that hit
Dendonka,
the
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't follow his man. What then happened was Bellerin then had two men to worry about. He then got confused. And now it makes him look bad if you look at the replays, but it wasn't entirely his fault. So we need to be a little bit technical in analyzing these games and the faults of certain players, because in that situation it wasn't entirely his fault. So I'm not.
I'll tell you, he did have a good game though. No one's mentioned this yet. I think. I'll tell you, he did have a good game.
And I think we should have played Maitland now instead of Tierney today.
I'll tell you, he did have a good game today.
Maitland,
he did have a good game today, people.
No, sorry, go on, Lois. You go on. I'm going to answer what you said, Sans. Go on.
I'll tell you one person who did have a good game today. No one's mentioned him yet. Joe Willock.
Did you say he had a good game?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think he played well, Joe Willock.
Really? No.
I think he played alright.
Nah. That's not my.
I don't think he played that bad. I don't think he played that bad. Saka played alright as well.
What did he do? What did he do?
He made some good runs.
What did he do?
He made some good runs. He made a few decent chances. He played alright.
He played well. Yeah. Saka played well. Those guys. I think we should have used Maitland-Niles instead, because the last time we faced Wolves, Maitland-Niles was on Traore every time. If you could recall, that was away at Wolves when we played Wolves that we won 2-0. We brought Maitland-Niles on to pocket Traore.
Yeah, but you can't expect Maitland-Niles to bench Tierney. Tierney is a preferred left back. That's his favorite position. He plays better in that position, let's be honest. And Traore,
he does, yeah.
Traore has done a lot of our players. No matter who played today, Traore was on fire. He was dribbling our players left, right, and center. He was beating them for the pace. He was beating them for the skills and everything. Come on, man. Come on. I don't think it's about the players that you're gonna. For me, he was just
Pepe should have got into the game at some point as well.
Let me just get.
I don't understand that.
Let me just get a few comments here. Dizzy says you missed my earlier comment. I had a question for Mo. I'm sorry, Dizzy. I totally missed that. Someone here says Henku Sachs again. The players are not being given free rein in the final third. They've been drilled into only. But we don't know. I saw the training. I saw the training on Arsenal website before this game. They were banging in goals in the training. Oba was banging in goals in the training. So obviously, you cannot tell me that they were not training for the attack. It just doesn't make sense. If a coach is not training for the attack, he needs to be sacked, obviously. It doesn't make sense for you to have a football team and not train for the attack. They are training for the attack. They are banging goals in training. We've seen evidence of it. But training and football and the actual football game are two different ball games. Two different things,
innit? At the end of the day, Arsenal just weren't good enough, innit? It's simple as that, innit? We should be saying we're used to by now. We just weren't good enough, innit? We weren't good enough against Aston Villa. We weren't good enough against Leeds.
So someone here says it's not what Arteta needs. He needs to know himself what kind of style he wants the team to play. It's very obvious what style he wants to play. More like defensive counter attack, because right now we don't have an attacking midfielder. We don't have anyone that can do what Ozil does. And even if I thought I'm not the greatest Ozil fan, I still feel that there are certain things that he can bring to the game right now to come help the team. So anyway, generally speaking, before I end this live, so what is the way forward? Sans, I'm gonna start with you. What is the way forward?
For me,
what do you think?
For me, yes. we need an attacking midfielder. We need a number 10, a creative midfielder. We need that.
Don't you think we need to add someone that can score goals to that as well, not just attacking?
Yeah, like a striker too. Yeah, like a striker too.
What about an attacking midfielder that can score?
Yes, attacking midfielders that can score. Like, if you check other teams like Kevin De Bruyne, they have other teams like Man U has Fernandes, Chelsea, they have Mount, Havertz, other teams, Grealish, Aston Villa, they have this number 10 that can score goals. But we don't have a number 10, a good number 10 that can score goals. Joe Willock is the only one that does it in the Europa League.
Do you think Lacazette needs to be sold? Let me ask that question. Do you think Lacazette needs to be sold?
Yes. We need to say Lacazette.
So basically, you're tired of Lacazette?
I'm tired of Lacazette. I won't lie. I'm tired of Lacazette. It's
Let me
really
just-
Oh, was you ask-
we need
Tado,
to-
was you asking me that question as well?
Yeah,
About
I
Lacazette?
want to hear your opinion. But before you go on, hold that thought. Let me just talk to a few people on Instagram. I'm doing two things at once. Yeah, I'm multitasking. So, guys, if you're on Instagram, yeah, and you
Sans,
wanna
I
join
agree
this
with you.
live-
I think Lacazette should be sold as well.
want to join
Yeah,
this live,
it needs to be
please and
sold.
please and please
He's-
go
he's-
to my
he's
story,
fine,
click on the
but
link. You have a
It
chance to
needs
get
to be
into the
sold. I
studio.
don't know. He's
And
not
do you know what?
doing
My replacement for him, yeah, would be Edward from Celtic.
Is Edward good enough?
I think he's all right still, but then again, the Scottish League, innit? Anyone can do well in there, innit? Like, I don't know, like, who would be Lacazette's ideal replacement, though? Who would be his replacement if he went?
If Martinelli comes back, Martinelli is a good striker, but he's not back yet. I don't. A replacement for Lacazette. I don't. We need to sell Lacazette first. First sell Lacazette, then we need to sell him. I don't know who could use to replace Lacazette, but Mendy, that Edward is a striker in Celtic, right?
Yeah. You wouldn't buy him now?
How much? For how much?
I don't know. I don't think they mentioned the price, but his name has been mentioned as his replacement.
Sorry. What we're talking about? Sorry, I was on Instagram.
We're talking about Hudson Edwards from Celtic as Lacazette's replacement.
I haven't really watched him enough to comment.
I've not
on
watched
that.
him enough.
So
So
I don't
I've seen him. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I've seen him a few times. He's all right, but like you said, it's the SPL, innit? Like he's all.
You reckon we get
I am proud of
He's all right. He's all right.
So Brian Agona says, I'm tired of this club.
Yeah.
Look, listen, yeah, everyone is getting tired, but at the end of the day, you're still an Arsenal fan. And we've got Gary coming in from Facebook. Gary, what has Willian done in the last 5 games? Nothing. He's useless. Listen, yeah, what has he done? I know he hasn't done much. Let's be very honest. He hasn't done much. But then again, the replacements we bring in, what do they do? What do they do? Look, there's so many stock of players that we need to put in the bin. With all due respect to them, they need to leave the club. They need to play for a mid-table team. Because right now, the stock of players we have are the reason why we are playing like a mid-table team. The stock of players we have are the reason why people are making us a laughing stock. The stock of players that we have are the reason why we look very shambolic in every length of the football field. We look like people that lack ideas. We look like people that lack innovation. We look like people that lack the football intelligence.
I do know one thing. It's
really annoying.
I do know one thing though. Look, we got to think about it as well. Look, next weekend, yeah, we go to Spurs, and the way they're going on at the moment, that's what I'm saying. We need to fix up before we go to Spurs, because you know what I mean. I mean, look, they're not. Do you know what? I had to double check it twice here. What I'm seeing that Spurs are top of the league. Like I had to check that twice. I thought I was seeing things like. I thought what? Do you know what I mean?
If Spurs should win the league, yeah. If Spurs should win the league, yeah. I'm not gonna.
Could you imagine it?
I'm not gonna attend an Arsenal game next season.
For real?
Yeah.
For real? Wow.
Yeah. Because I'm serious. I'm gonna hang my head in shame. I swear.
Can you really see Spurs winning that league?
No,
Bro,
at all.
Yes, I can't see them. I can't see them winning that league. I can't see them winning that league. You know why I say that? Do you know why I say that? Do you know why I say I can't see them? Because I've watched enough of sports games this season to see that there's a big imprint from Mourinho.
They're doing all right, aren't they?
Not just because they're doing all right. Even games that you can see that they're on the back foot, they still squeeze a win or a draw because there's a certain mentality right now that Mourinho is instilling in the players, and that's the only thing they needed from Pochettino. That's the only difference. If you're watching right now, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, because I'm going to be doing this on a weekly basis. I'm going to be getting people in. You share your thoughts with me. We're going to talk about it just as I'm doing right now. Mo was here earlier. You had your chance to come in, but you came in late, so he's left. I'm going to be doing this a lot more now, yeah. So I'm going to be getting a few people. I need to get my YouTube, going. Don't you think, guys?
Yeah, definitely.
A bit more. This guy says, Adam says sack
Arteta.
I think I don't right now. Oba is
rubbish. Man, not now. Oba is rubbish.
The same guy said Oba is rubbish, Adam. And
Oba is rubbish.
Look, Ozil is
where's Ozil?
I don't know why
Gunner's daddy said, I agree, Tade, but we lack creativity in the midfield. Yet we play Bellerin, who don't cross or dribble. Yet we have Cedric, who can cross and defend, and Ainsley. Look, listen, yeah, I agree with you. I'm not Bellerin's greatest fan. I am not his greatest fan. However, I wouldn't really castigate him that much in this game because I thought he did well in this game. I have to be real.
Hopefully as well.
In this game. Yeah, go on, Lloyd.
Hopefully as well. I heard somewhere as well. Thomas Partey might be available for next game. for Spurs.
Good. That's good for us then. That's good. But then again,
We missed him. We missed him today.
We've lost Sons there. In as much as he comes in, what is going to add to the attack though? What is he going to add to the attack? This is the question. We need what the problem is right now is not the defense, it's the attack.
Yes,
that's the problem. He's
we
not
need someone up there. We need someone up there with Aubameyang.
Yeah,
but who? That's the only thing.
I would have said if we can go for Haaland Erling, which is banging goals right, left, and centre.
The guy from Dortmund.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll want to come to Arsenal. Look, listen here. I think we need to call it a day on here.
But you know what? Really, one more thing. This one will make you laugh. Yeah. One of my friends said to me the other day, like, we should buy Marco Reus.
Nah, he's done. He's
how old is he now? Yeah, how old is he now? He's getting on a bit, isn't he?
He's still a bit young. I think maybe 20.
I might have said his name wrong as well. Marco Reus Royce, whatever his name is.
Whatever his name is, Marco Reus, I think. He's still a good player.
Reus, whatever his name is.
But I think he's done. He's had a few injuries here and there, and I don't even think I don't know if he's still making the German team. I need to get my facts right on that one, so don't quote me on that. But I think he's a very wonderful player, but I think we need to be going for youths right now. We need to be going for younger players. Do you know what I mean? So
and bring on Spurs.
Thanks a lot for coming on. I think we would like I said, I'm gonna do this a bit more. Yeah. I'm gonna do this a bit more. But for now, I'm gonna just do a roundup. I'm always gonna be on here, so you always feel free to come in. Guys, if you're watching this right now, make sure you subscribe. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. It's very important. That's the only way this channel can grow and I can actually talk more about football with you guys. Thanks a lot, Lloyd, for coming on. I really appreciate
problem.
You.
Yeah? All right, no problem. In a bit. And bring on Spurs later.
All right, man. Okay, people. I had a few people, which was quite interesting. Listen, guys. My verdict is this, and I still hold strongly to what I think. Arsenal as a football club, the players we have are the ones that determine how we perform. Yes, you need a coach to actually guide the players. But there's a common denominator right now, which is the fact that we've had similar set of players across 3 managers. And tell me, guys, what has happened? The same thing all over, the same thing happens. And what happens is the fact that we keep losing. So what does that tell you? The stock of players we have in Arsenal are just sadly not good enough. They're sadly not good enough. And we, as a football club and as the fans, we need to realize that. I'm going to hold, look, this is a similar thing that Kevin Campbell was saying. Kevin Campbell said the same thing. There was an argument between himself and Robbie, and I totally agree with him. 100% agree with him. The moment we realize that the stock of players are not good enough, the better for us. And let's not be blaming the manager all the time. I don't think the manager is the main problem. The problem are the stock of players. These guys send those guys out there, they're training, and they're not doing what he's instructed them to do. So he's bound to be pissed off. Listen, I'm done ranting, yeah? Because right now I need to drink some water. Do you understand me? Thanks a lot. Okay, someone wants to ask me a question here. I have a question for you, Gon. Okay, carry on before I finish. Do Brighton have better players than Arsenal? Do you know what? Claude asked me the same question. During the week, and I told him I can name certain players. Right now, I am going to take a Mope. I swear to God, I'm going to take a Mope right now ahead of Lacazette. And I want you to challenge me on that. I'm going to take Mope ahead of him. So, and you ask me on that question, do Southampton have better players? I'm going to take Danny Ings, even when he's injured, ahead of any of our strikers right now. That's the fact. I'm going to get, okay, I said I was going to finish this live now, but people keep jumping in. Do you know what? Hi, Nathaniel. How are you doing? Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, I can only hear your audio. Wow, okay. You don't want to show your face. That's good. Hey, Nathaniel, you all right? I was going to round up.
Yeah.
I was rounding up.
Oh, you were ending it?
Yeah, I was
actually.
I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think? What do you think about the game?
First of all, this is actually like my first time. Like, I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. I always see you like on Aftv. I didn't really know you had a YouTube channel. So I was like,
Thanks a lot for following me on AF. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. I have never been serious with my YouTube. That's the problem. I have never been serious about it. I've always had it, but I never really did anything on it. So this is my second live broadcast ever. I just did the first one during the week. with Claude and Lee, you know. So I need to be doing a bit more of this. So you'll be hearing more from me now. Anyway, so Nathaniel, what do you think about the game?
Oh, listen. Before the game, I knew it was gonna be.
Are you Arteta in or Arteta out?
I'm gonna tell it out, man. So
Oh God,
sorry.
what's wrong with all
I don't know.
people, man? What is wrong with you guys? Why?
I'm gonna tell. Listen, yeah, I like Arteta, but for me, I feel like the experience is a big issue for me, and I wanted to back him, but I feel like it's too much.
But we had a coach that had experience. We had Emery. Emery had won 2 or 3 European Cups. He won for PSG, and he was experienced. He still couldn't get anything out of his players. So please, you need to convince me, man. You need to convince me.
See, my thing is that if you look at Arsenal, right, we're a huge football club. We're massive. Even in America, I always see people with Arsenal shirts. And to bring in a manager that's never managed before, I just felt like when he came in, I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give him a chance. You know, even though I didn't really want him, I wanted like a Simeone. See, my thing is like I like to see nice football, but I also want to see winning football. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't mind if Arteta's gonna park the bus, but I want results. Because if you look at Jose, you know, I don't want to bring up Tottenham, but he gets results. Even though the match today, they're doing really well, but his experience is a big issue for me. And people keep on saying, trust the process. I understand that, but I'm not seeing enough progress. Last year today, we sacked Unai Emery. Last day today, after the Frankfurt game. Can you say, Tade, that we've made any progression since then?
Probably not, apart from the fact that we won the FA Cup. Probably not. But at the same time, we can't deny the fact that progression takes time, especially when you bring a manager in the middle of the season with the coronavirus as well in the middle. We need to. I think what's happening is the fact that I understand we're angry as Arsenal fans. I'm very angry, but at times, don't you think the anger actually takes away our reasoning processes? Like, let's just sit down and look at it. Like, okay, this guy came in and won the FA. We're all happy, right? And now things are going badly. Things are going badly for him. And then we look at performances like against Manchester United. I don't care what anyone tells me. People told me that, Manchester United down tools. I don't care. We played well. We played very well against Manchester United. And the following game, we played absolute crap. Now, there's a big difference, right? And it's the same system that people are blaming. People are blaming Arteta, which is the same system that he used to play Man United. And he brought out the best from the players. And then the next game, they couldn't do the same. So doesn't that tell you that the players are just not doing what they're supposed to do? Doesn't that tell you that the players are supposed to roll their socks up and do their job?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But see, Tade, one thing you have to understand is that parking the bus, playing low block football or parking the bus is not as hard as trying to play expansive football. One thing like Arsenal fans have to understand is that was a very good result. But let's be real. If Pogba didn't lose his head and give away a penalty, that would have been a 0-0 game. Let's be real. It was a decent performance. Leno made some decent saves, but for me, look at the Aston Villa game. You look at the Wolves game. It just seems like there's no answers. Like I look at Tade and I'm like, you know what? I want to give you time, but his in-game management is just so inconsistent. Like I don't know what's really going on.
Nathaniel, I'm still gonna hold to my opinions here. I think we should give him time. I think you and I are gonna agree to disagree on this one. We're gonna agree to disagree on this one, really. Listen, Nathaniel, thanks a lot for coming on. I really appreciate you coming on. I really do. And please, if you're watching, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna appreciate that because I need this to grow. I need this to blow. I'm gonna be doing this a bit more now, and I'm gonna be getting more YouTubey, so to say. So thanks a lot, Nathaniel, for coming on, and I'll be speaking to you pretty soon, maybe next stream, hopefully. Yeah, talk to you later, bro. Cheers. Okay, people, listen, that's Nathaniel there. He feels that we should sack Arteta. Just like many people in the comment section. I don't know. I know people are really pissed off, and I know people don't like my opinions on Arteta. I still feel we should give him some time. That's what I think. But listen, guys, it's been a really fruitful day. I really enjoy talking to you guys. I really enjoy chatting with you guys. Before you leave, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be getting a lot of guests in. Hopefully, if they're free, I'm going to be getting the likes of Lee Judges. I got Lee Judges on. I got Claude. I'm going to be getting Curtis Shaw. I'll try and get the likes of Turkish. I'm going to get a few guys that you guys watch. I'm going to try and get them in. But as for now, that's hasta la vista for me. I'll probably be talking to you guys maybe during the week. I'm hoping I'll be able to talk to you guys during the week. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Talk to you guys later. Cheers.
You don't need a coach. You don't need a coach.